Hey everyone, welcome back at the Atrium Realty Podcast. George Bloom here.
Bobby Ty.
Today we're going to talk about Airbnb updates and the rental market here in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, George. So, looking through Airbnb updates, let's start with your Airbnb up in West Virginia.
Yeah.
You got it on about 0.75 acres, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. How's that going? I know you did a bunch of work with the landscaping recently. How's everything going up there with that Airbnb?
Yeah, it's going great. We're about 50% occupancy right now.
Okay.
Going through wintertime, we had a tough winter up there.
A lot of storms.
It was officially listed in September, so had a great end of the year there, which we were pretty excited about. February only had one booking. March had 2 small bookings on a weekend. And then we're starting to see a lot of things pick up as it gets warmer.
Okay.
So, right now we have June and July. They're probably about 65% booked right now, which is really cool.
That'll end up being 100% booked out by the time those months actually roll around.
Oh yeah, that's the game plan for that. But yeah, it's going really well. 3 people are signed in the app, so they're following that to keep up to date. My sister's working with that. Victoria has that. I have that. So we're all kind of working together. When
all eyes on.
All eyes on.
Meaning the client will get the best possible customer service possible, which is super important to maintain that Airbnb superhost status.
Oh, yeah. And to mention that, we just got superhost for the second time. We did we did a previous podcast, and Bobby's coached me a lot on this. You've been at Airbnb superhost for how long now?
Going on 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah, so that's technically how I got into it. Bobby, technically showed me the ropes on that and got me into it. Really been supportive, so I do appreciate that.
We even made a getting you involved in Airbnb. We put together a full tutorial video on how to get started with Airbnb that we have an entire video on this YouTube channel right here.
Yeah, and that's uploaded, so check that out. But it's been going great. Some of the, I'll talk about everything going good. Here's some of the hiccups out there.
Yeah.
We had a lot of snow. We had a snowstorm when guests were checking in. And they were checking in, and they all had low Honda Civics.
That's tough.
And there's a snowstorm.
And you got a nice hill you got to get to the house. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I went out. I have an SUV, went down, helped them park their cars at the state park, shuttled them back to the house. There was like 5 kids and 6 people. And what they were doing, they were coming there to go to the ski resort. So good snow for the resort, but,
Which ski resort?
Snowshoe Mountain.
Snowshoe, gotcha.
Yeah, about an hour away from there.
Gotcha.
So got them set up. So that was some difficult with the snow. So next year got a plan for the snow. Maybe have it plowed better and salted as well.
Right.
And then one thing, we love the automation stuff, right?
Yep.
I have the quick set Wi-Fi locks on the doors. But with that, you have to ensure you really check those batteries. Because I've had the batteries die a couple times.
I've had that happen before too, yeah.
And that was literally after like 2 months. The batteries died.
I had a similar experience, yeah.
So I set a reminder on my phone, to send to my sister, hey, we need to make sure we're changing those batteries every single month.
Right.
So would be cool to see Quickset possibly come out with actually a built-in, a PoE, Power over Ethernet door lock that you don't have to change the batteries in. That'd be helpful.
Yeah, there's always those experiences that you go through on Airbnb where like you think you have everything perfectly covered and then some new experience happens that you go through. So I've been through a lot of that. Mine down in Port St. Lucie, they're doing really good. I've got a duplex down in Port St. Lucie on the PGA Golf Tour area, about a mile from the New York Mets spring training camp.
Drop that link down in there. So if anyone's going to Port St. Lucie, you guys got a place to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll put that link down below. And that's been going great. The A side's the long-term rental side. We have long-term renters in there on 12-month leases. And then the B side is where we do Airbnb on. That's been pretty much 100% occupied for probably about 14, 15 months now. And, we're just kind of coming out of the hot season. So everything's been going really good down there. Like you said, I've been down that area for 5 or 6 years. So I know that local market and that local zip code super well. So it allows me to increase prices at certain times and then pull back prices at certain times, which is very important. If you have a month where you don't have a lot of bookings, you might want to decrease those prices. If you know the really big in demand season, you might want to increase those prices there. So
right, that's what you help. I've done that a few times on mine, and that actually works to get bookings too. But what I love about that experience, Bobby, about 5 years, 6 years superhost status, doing that, but really, kind of leveraging that experience and knowledge and kind of bringing that, not just helping me, but we've leveraged that and really implemented that to some of our client situations that are actually maybe relocating or PCSing out of Jacksonville. They just got their house a year or two ago. Not a lot of equity in there to sell.
Right.
So can you jump in real quick and tell us a little bit about Aurelia Lane, how we've been helping those clients out?
Yeah, so we have our clients over on Aurelia Lane. It's going to be in your Regency area of Jacksonville. Pretty neat area, definitely a unique area.
Townhouse.
Townhouse, yep, 3 bedroom, 3 bathroom, 1,600 square foot townhouse, 1 car garage. They actually added like a water softener. They got some upgraded fans in there. They did a good job of, doing some nice touches to their house. But like George said, there's not a ton of equity in there, so we don't have a lot of flexibility when listing this on sale for the market, just based on current market conditions right now.
Right.
So we decided to help them out with Airbnb. So we've been running Aurelia Lane, that 3 bedroom, 3 bathroom townhouse, as a Airbnb for probably at this point 7-8 months. Doing probably about $3,000, $3,500 per month of revenue on that spot there. Actually created a new account for that and quickly got Superhost. Just achieved actually the second consecutive
nice work
quarter of Superhost on that there. And it's been real smooth, honestly. It's gone super easy. Doing Airbnb on new construction houses is actually really easy because nothing's going to break. So essentially you're just checking the guest in, checking the guest out, getting clean and service in, getting clean and service out. So it's gone well. Ideally we'd like to make a little bit more money on that property there, but it's right along with where the market average is right now. But to what you were saying, the reason that we did this was to help a client who was leaving. They were moving up to Ohio, up towards a little bit north of here. And with that being said, we've been able to put a lot of money in their pocket throughout the course of the last 6-7 months, rather than them lose money and sit on a listing that they're not going to necessarily be able to sell just yet. So it's provided value to themselves. So like you said, learning that skill set of Airbnb allows us here as realtors to help out certain clients that we have.
Yeah, every client's in a different situation. And even if we were to list that property, we were going to list it for free just to help them out.
Right.
Previous client, not taking any commission. Even by not taking any commission, they would have kind of still been in the hole. So, instead of just trying to sell that, have them bring $15,000 to closing. We're like, hey, why don't we rent this out? We'll Airbnb this for a little bit.
Pay down that principal.
Pay down
work
that
the
principal.
Equity.
Make you some money. And then when the time is right, we'll get this back on the market during a hot selling time, which is coming up soon.
Right.
And we'll get this sold for you.
Yeah. And then the other great thing about that is, while we're helping them, we're also meeting all of these Vrbo and Airbnb guests, which essentially expands our book of business. Strangely enough, if you listen to our previous podcast, we were talking about Follow Up Boss. Somehow the Follow Up Boss system and our Vrbo integration got integrated. So essentially
through your email with the API.
Yep. So essentially we just generated a new way of gaining additional lead sources into our business. So,
that was really cool.
Yeah. The Airbnb is interesting because it's one hand washes the other. This skill set allows us to serve our customers in the real estate market in different ways. And ultimately, I probably have now 2 or 3 clients who came to me as first-time home buyers who have now gone out and got their second or third house, which is an investment property, to do as Airbnb. And they're making a couple $1,000 per month. And like I always tell people, once you get good at real estate, you've essentially acquired a bachelor's degree in a certain trade or field. And that's something that I think is really cool when I see clients picking up that, so to speak, that degree right there.
100%. Yeah, by being able to offer that to the clients and sharing that knowledge and sharing our experiences with that, it just empowers them to make better decisions for them and their families. So at the end of the day, by being able to share that, I've seen the book and, Military to Millionaire and all of those things. We have clients running 4 or 5 houses right now from military that are doing Airbnb. So to be able to see that and that growth is just that I love it. I love seeing that.
And some clients take the risk, like our customer Joshua, who relocated down here 12 months ago, got himself a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, large house out on the west side of Jacksonville. Got a new construction, got him a really good deal on the house. And, he moved into the house to live there and then got military orders to deploy within the first 60 days that he was not expecting or tracking on. And during his deployment, we leveraged his house as an Airbnb, made him about $5,000 per month. The community has a great amenity center, resort-style pool, They actually have a gym in the amenity center too. So a lot of people that are searching that Airbnb app pick that house because it's so large and has such awesome amenities to it. But ultimately, he was deployed for about 6 months, made him $5,000 per month. Now he's back home. We're actually shifting that house to a long-term rental. He'll make about three, four, five, $600 a month on that long-term rental on a 24-month lease, and we're moving him to a different side of town, equally as large house in a community that also actually allows Airbnb. There's not too many of those that are around. So, Josh is steadily kind of migrating through his own journey and finding a lot of success in real estate while he's a full-time Navy sailor.
Right. Yep. So I think being able to do that, to help those clients like that, support them, is just really going to set them up for long-term success.
It is, because today's like, wherever you go, everything's gotten so expensive. I mean, you go out to a bar or restaurant, your drinks, your food, really expensive. Your electric bill, your rent, your mortgage payment, interest rates are super high. So
Right.
if you can learn a skill set and then simplify it so it's like riding a bike, like how we do Airbnb right now, you essentially can guarantee that even if it's just $500 to $1,000 per month extra you're
Every little
earning,
bit helps.
that can offset some of those costs. And the other thing is we constantly emphasize we want it to be like riding a bike, because we don't want you to get another job that you struggle, it becomes difficult, and it just becomes too much extra stuff on your plate. We want it to be as simple and easy as possible, and that's what Airbnb is. Verbo short-term rentals, once you learn how to do it. And we put a big emphasis on that because it's not easy. It's time consuming. It's like running a hotel service, but once you get it down, it's not a difficult operation to run.
Yeah, 100%. And what you're great at too, what I love, same thing we did for Aurelia Lane. You put together kind of, a CMA, technically, a market analysis
Right.
of what that Airbnb would generate through AirDNA, some different things like that. So
Yeah.
you out there, debating, hey, should I buy another house, or I'm looking to Airbnb my house or get an Airbnb? Let us know. Drop us a comment. We'll follow up, and we can give you a whole analysis
Yeah.
of different areas of Jacksonville, Florida, and just let you know, hey, this is a great area to do Airbnb or anything like that. Drop us a comment if you want to even put your address in there, or an address that you think might be good for an Airbnb. Let us know, and you can run all that data for them.
That property analysis is huge. Like, it's not just you find an inexpensive house for 200 grand and you think your mortgage payment will be 1,000, you think you'll make 2,000. You do really want to spend the time to do some market analysis, whether that's using AirDNA or just using the Airbnb back office. You want to take time to put together that analysis so that you can feel confident in making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 per month, whatever it is. So yeah, you definitely want to you want to understand what the data is before you make a decision.
Yep, 100%. Well, Bobby, thanks for sharing all the Airbnb stuff on there, man. Again, you guys have any questions about any homes, let us know. Atrium Realty, we're here to help all you guys out. We appreciate you guys watching. If you could do us a quick favor, just hit that subscribe button, give us a like, share this with friends. Like, you have any questions about Airbnb, getting into real estate?
Yep, short-term, long-term rentals, investment properties, connect with us, reach out to us.
Yeah, let us know. Thank you all for watching.
All right, talk soon.